2018, and yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it, since I actually uploaded a game video. And that's because a couple of weeks ago we got a puppy, and there's really been no time at all to spend time doing this recording. But right now, I decided, because it's 20 to 3 in the morning, that since everyone else has gone to bed, this is the only time I can do this. And if I don't do this, then more World of Tanks replays will just keep piling up. And you know, in a few months' time, when the puppy's grown up a bit and I can actually start doing this again, I just won't be able to catch up. All the replays will be outdated. I won't be able to watch them because the patches have moved on so many times. Yeah, so I apologise for the past 2 weeks of nothing but music videos. You've probably been quite confused, but that's the only kind of video that I've been able to do, and I haven't got enough replays for a World of Tanks for real episode yet. I should have put a video up explaining this long period of time with no proper game videos, so I apologise for that. But right now, here I am, recording a World of Tanks Super Special. It's been a while since I had a Super Special, I think. And we're starting off with Stiggie. He's driving the Skoda T50, Tier 9 Czechoslovakian medium tank, on Winterberg in a Tier 9 game. I'm quite concerned I'm not going to be able to get through all of this hour and a half or so, however long it's going to be, in one go. Might have to record this over 2 days because it's so early in the morning. A couple of shots into that T-34-100 and he killed him. Decent start. He got some tracking damage on him as well. This thing, of course, has a 3-shell automatic gun. The Tier 10 version has a 4-shell. But both of them have fairly quick clip reloads and very quick clip unloads. Only 1.5 seconds between shells within the clip, which allowed Stiggie to kill that T-54 lightweight. But it also allowed the enemy Skoda T50 to get 2 shells into him. These things are very good at dealing a lot of damage very quickly. And it's even really quick for automatic gun standards. Only one of those shots towards the Leo actually hit, but it's not too much of an issue, it's only a Tier 7. You know, usually there's a 2-second or maybe 2.5-second delay between shells in a clip. 1.5 seconds was completely unheard of when the Czechoslovakian vehicles were introduced. One shell into the Skoda T50, and it looks like that shell went into the Leo. I guess it must have done. Couldn't have gone anywhere else, really. Right. Leo is still there. Oops. Hit the Allied T-49 accidentally. So he apologises for that in chat. But he just killed the Leo with the second shot. Now he's got 1 shell left. He's waiting for the T-49 to spot the other Leo. Hopefully a spot of deja vu will not appear. No, it won't, because the Leo's in cover. Okay, let's reload then. Situation in the town didn't go as well as it did on the eastern flank. So the enemy team very much have control over the town. The AMX-5120 on the team is muttering a bunch of nonsense in the chat. trying to find a grammatically correct way of insulting his own team, but most players don't know how to do that. You know, that's one of the funniest things about World of Tanks for me, because I am British, and even for British standards, my grammar and spelling and so forth is very good, if I don't say so myself. So it's, from one point of view, annoys me a lot, but then again, since it's a game, it also really amuses me a lot that people really can't English. Of course, it's not just the British players that are the best at speaking English. Not the only ones that can do it well. I mean, the Germans, they can speak English very well. The Swedish, they can speak English very well. I imagine that the Norwegians will be able to as well, and the Dutch. Can he get a shot into this T-54? Yes, he can. He killed an Oni over in the centre of the map a minute ago, by the way, while I was ranting on about English. Totally relevant elements. I feel so talkative because I've not done this in a long time. I think T-54 is hiding behind a fountain, so we need to change position to get shots at this guy. There he is. Quite surprised Stiggie's not been spotted. There's one shell, and two, and three. He's dead. Good. Two enemies left. Tier 8 tank destroyers, both of them American. One of each. Oh, there's the prototype. Does have shots. Not brilliant shots, but he made that one work. He's now going for the reload, which is perfectly timed actually, because he's reloading exactly an entire clip. Since he's had a couple of early reloads throughout the game, he's managed to balance it out. So now, there's the prototype. You can't see the ordinary T-28. I really needed that to pen. It's alright though. He only needed 2 shells, and the other 2 shells did their work. T-28 prototype is down. So, Stiggie and the Stridsvagn S1 against this T-28. He's got no choice now but to load high explosive anti-tank. How have you got 17? Must have fired one earlier, because you can't have 17 heat on this. Where is this guy? It's a T-28, he can't have gone very far. There he is. Stridsvagn is engaging and has just successfully distracted the T-28. There we go. Stiggie has taken him out. And notice, because of how quickly the reload is between shells, that the crew can't often keep up with with what's going on. So, Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Fire for Effect and Top Gun. 4,695 damage done, 7 kills, 1,415 base experience. 1,015 assistance damage as well. 4,545 credits profit with premium account. So, good stuff. I like the fact he's called it Skoda Octavia T50. Yep. It's quite a lot more devastating than a Skoda Octavia in real life, though. At least you think so. Well, it's a nice start. I don't know who's next. It could be Stiggy again. I don't know. There's quite a few replays from Stiggy in this one, but it could be Seksi. Starting to think it's Seksi. Let's find out. It's actually Seksi now, and he's driving the Bachatillon 25T, the first of two Tier 10 French medium tanks. That isn't really that much of a medium tank in a sense. It's far from being like any of the other Tier 10 mediums, really. It's got the worst gun stats of any Tier 10 medium tank. Even the 121 has better gun stats than this, and that's got a heavy tank gun. This is overall the most mobile, in fact more mobile than quite a lot of light tanks. So really I think this is a vehicle that doesn't really know what it wants to be. In a sense it's just a huge AMX-13. It's Siegfried Line, by the way, and it's a Tier 10 only battle. At that angle it's definitely not going to penetrate the lower glacis of the Panzer 7, but it can definitely penetrate the side of the Panzer 7. Sadly we didn't track him, so we couldn't get another shot. But Seksi did manage to take out the enemy batchet. It's always a very secure kill. No, that's the wrong way to put it. It's an important kill to secure. And there are still 3 more enemy batchets, including the one he's just put another 2 shells in. And he's reloading. It's interesting actually. Seksi is only carrying APCR on this vehicle. It's not unusual to see no high explosive being carried on the batchet because of its very low ammo capacity. Only 6 clips. Although usually 1 or 2 heat clips are carried by players. Seksi doesn't seem to bother. Not too much of a bad idea, really. Means you haven't got to worry about loading a clip early. And ending up with, I don't know, 2 of one type of shell left and 3 of another. You can't reload them all into one clip. 3 shells into that Panzer 7 and he got destroyed, and now he's deciding to get out. Rather badly, but he gets away with it. He thought that he couldn't do much more from the location he was in. There's T-62. Moving quite slowly, actually. That was unfortunate. Oh yes, beautiful tracking shot. Show of loss is quite good on this. I suppose it's APCR, so it would be. He's building up the damage quite efficiently. And again, all automatic gun tanks do manage to build up their damage quickly. That's the thing, you see, even if you die early on in something like this or an AMX-50B, yet you still manage to get a full clip off. Which might be the equivalent of an ordinary tank just getting 1 or maybe 2 shells off. You know, you can still do over 1,000 damage, and you know, it wouldn't be such a bad result. Oh, there's a TVP there. That's the other rival Tier 10 automatic gun medium tank. So he killed the TVP. By the way, in case you're wondering why I'm not saying auto-loading, it's because it's not technically true. An auto-loader and an automatic gun are 2 completely different things. An automatic gun is what you see in World of Tanks. Fires multiple shells in quick succession. An auto-loader is a device that removes the need for a loader. Basically all modern tanks have an auto-loader, but they don't have an automatic gun. You know, I have to find something to talk about in the replays while nothing much is going on. Since I can't skip ahead. I was about to say I can't skip ahead forward, which makes total sense. I can't skip ahead because I've never watched the replays before. That's what I do, so that any reactions that I have to weird and funny events that might happen are natural and not rehearsed. He's killed the Gorilla 15. Unfortunately, he bounced the killing shot on the Batchat, but he's got one more shell left. I think he's gonna... No, he's not going to put it into the Type 5. He's already down. Is he going to get the kill on this Batchat? All of these mediums are now rushing to get this kill. Gorilla 15 looks like he's failed. Auto aim is on. However, a Batchat can't chase down a Batchat. However, he does get the shot to connect on the move, and he gets the last kill of the game. So, clearly, even though the gun stats of the Batchat are terrible, they're not terrible enough that it doesn't work, you know, enough. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, and High Caliber. 6,181 damage done, 5 kills, 1,260 base experience, and with a standard account, 11,680 credits profit. The Batchat is a real bugger of a tank. You don't want to be you know, caught against a Batchat, to put it that way. It's going to be a long time until I get this, I think. But there's something about tanks that I really hate fighting that makes me not want to buy it at all. My sort of arch enemy tanks. At the moment, the T-29 is the top of that list. Mark my words, the T-29 will be the last tank in World of Tanks that I get, at least in the tank trees. Anyway, it's time to move on now to someone. Right, it's now time for Spill. Huh. I remember him getting 3 marks on this. Anyway, it's the IS-6 Tier 8 Soviet Premium Heavy Tank that is now completely outclassed by the newer Object 252U. But anyway, it's, what is it? It's Karelia. Tier 8 only battle, and he's been in a platoon with Rodin, who's also in the IS-6. What can I say about this vehicle? Well, for modern premium tank standards, modern I mean in the context of World of Tanks, not modern in real life. In modern World of Tanks standards, this is a shit premium tank. It really is. It's got a terrible gun. You'll find this gun 2 tiers lower. But anyway, this is a Tier 8 gun, technically, so I guess on a Tier 8 vehicle it belongs. Trophy 190 is firing heat. This is an expensive way to get out of this problem, although I don't think he's going to get out of this problem. As long as Spill reloads in time, which he does. There we go. Killed the entirety of that German bulldog. An odd position for the IS-6 to be in on this map, of course. Shot by a Jagdtiger 8.8 from over there. Couldn't penetrate the angled side of that lurver. That's how bad the gun is, really. Well, then again, you could argue that's how good the lurver's side armor is now, because that got buffed a few patches ago. That thing, however, is easy to penetrate for tier 6s, let alone tier 8s. No. Centurions are much easier thing to penetrate. So obviously he goes for the Centurion instead. Leaves him on a one-shot kill in theory. In theory, you know. Not in practice though, because he bounced. Waits for the lurver to fire. Oh, he doesn't get a low roll. Which of course is a very Spill thing to do, to get a low roll such that it survives. And that's the flat side of a lurver. You can definitely penetrate that with 175mm of penetration. The ISU is on a one-shot kill. That was close. For both of them. How Soviet is this gun? Come on. Looked like that penetrated the gun mount somehow, but anyway. It's dead, that's all that matters. T-28 prototype is back there somewhere. He can take a hit from him, but obviously he doesn't want to. He can take more than one hit if they're high explosive shells, though. That was his last round of armor piercing now. He's down to the APCR. I'm not tired, I swear. Oh yeah, actually did manage to go through the front of the turret of the prototype. There's a ravioli up there. Oh ho. Spent a lot of time aiming, but he did manage to penetrate. Oh, that's definitely going to penetrate now. Takes a blind shot where the ravioli was. I don't think it hit. I'm pretty sure he wasn't on full health. I think someone else is going to get the kill. Yeah. Still, that was quite the performance for an IS-6 at least. Ace Tanker, Hand of God, Fighter, Fire for Effect and High Caliber. 4,343 damage done, 4 kills, 1,331 base experience, 800 damage blocked, 385 assistance, 108,804 credit profit with premium account. What? How could it only have cost 7,000, just over credits to resupply ammunition. He must have had ammunition and consumables actually, because he used premium first aid kit and premium repair kit there. Must have had all of that stored in the depot already. Anyway, let's move on now to who knows. Okay, we're back to Winterberg now, although Seksi is driving on this map now in the E50 Tier 9 German medium tank. It's a Tier 9 battle with 8s as well. You know, I've basically never seen a Tier 9 only battle with the new matchmaker. Well, never saw one with the old matchmaker either. Tier 9s really are not popular at all when you compare to Tier 8s and Tier 10s. For quite obvious reasons, I think. He managed to put a shell into that German bulldog as he came to do his suicide scouting. Oh, IS-6. Yep, there we go. That IS-6 is going to have a hard time dealing with an E50, I think. One of the best things about the E50, of course, the accuracy. Which means you can basically guarantee hitting that weak spot on the IS-6 every time. Assuming it's not moving. Yeah, the IS-3 is not a good side-scraping vehicle, to be honest. Yeah, that IS-3 is not going to survive long, I don't think. Well, there's the Type 61, but Seksi wasn't paying attention. Although the Type 61 got beaten up by other members of the team anyway. Right, what's this CDC doing? He wants to get shots at this CDC. There we go, there's one. And there goes the CDC. He's down. Lucky that shot from the IS-6 did not pen. Don't know how we managed to bounce that. Aims for the weak spots on the IS-6 and managed to get a Capola shot on the 110. Not going to complain. There's an 80-15 there now as well. Yeah, there he is. Yep. Shot into the machine gun Capola thingy. And again. I see, I'm not sure what you're going to hope to achieve, apart from your own annihilation. IS-6 is now a one-shot kill. But the 80-15 is down. IS-6 is down. Now we can flank these heavy tanks. The T-49 did manage to get out. Can he kill the 110? Yep. T-49 has escaped far too much now. He's dead anyway. He's tracked the VK4502P. Does it again. except he does damage this time as well. And gets the kill. It's just a Switchback on 1030 left. I imagine Seksi should be able to do some damage to it. There he is, but he's behind the buildings. He's going to have to get in closer. There's one, he's going for a ram. That was worth it. Because the ram, he tracked him and got all the rest of him in tracking damage as well. It's a nice little quirk of that, I guess. So, Ace Tanker, Hand of God Bruiser Fighter, fire for effect and high caliber. 5,962 damage done, 5 kills, 1,518 base experience, 460 damage blocked, 1,478 assistance damage, and 27,819 credits profit with standard account. The 50, I have to say, it looks like a really fun tank to play. Seksi's not the only one who's proved that to me. Kitten's also proved it to me, and Spills also proved it to me. But I am absolutely nowhere near getting it myself. Although with a chunk of real-life money buys me the gold that I would need to convert some of the 5 or 6 million experience that I can convert. And I'll be able to get it that way anyway. That's how I get my tanks these days. I don't grind. Anyway, totally relevant elements. Again. It's time to move on now. I imagine it's probably time to have another look at Stiggie. Yep, it's Stiggie again, and he's driving the Foch 155. In this one, on mines, tier 10 only. This is the current tier 10 French tank destroyer. It's being replaced in the next update, which is why I have got this, not through grinding though. I researched this immediately after researching the tier 9 and 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2. Yeah. Free experience. I am the master of free experience. Interesting position that Stiggie's taken up here. I've never seen a tank destroyer use this position before. Well, at least I've not noticed. You're able to shoot the targets in the middle of the map, like this 121. Let's track. And gunman there. And the floor beneath it. That was the most unlucky clip I've ever seen. I'm fairly sure that Stiggie have been grinding towards this recently for the reason it's getting removed as such. It's getting replaced, and this will be made a special vehicle. And Spill's also done the same thing. But obviously, those two have grinded. They've had to work for it. Well, mostly Spill decided he didn't have enough time and patience, so he did end up free experiencing the Foch 155, but not all the way. Like me. Object 140. Not paying attention at all. Bounced a shot from the E100, who is just there. Yes, oh, a lovely high roll. That shot went into the ground, but the E100's shot also missed. I think it's quite a slow start to this replay. Although I do know that this one is going to shape up to be a real killer of a game. I think it was special number 21 or something that I had my maximum damage ever in World of Tanks. 9,500, 9,600 and something, I can't remember now. In the Death Star on Siegfried Line. Missed the object 140. Oh yeah, E100 and a short fire. And that one missed. Just bear that in mind. Not that he missed, I mean the Death Star thing. And keep an eye on the damage counter in the bottom left. Assuming that all damage is going to be observed damage. Assuming this batch out will shut the fuck up. Okay. Now then, what have we here? IS-7s. Looks like he's going to get a shot of this IS-7 at least. Nope, the 121 perhaps. Killed him with a high roll. Right, now then. He could have probably shot there and hit the IS-7, that IS-7 blind. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it's a dodgy shot, that one. Really, he wants the other one to move forwards again. Like that. Yes. Oh, and a luscious fire. Almost 300 fire damage there. Assuming that shot did penetrate the 121, then there has already been some blind damage. So, my tactic of getting you to look in the bottom left has already gone to the toilet, which is probably an expression used by someone. Here's object 140. I think he's going to have to spot him some more before he falls back. Yep. Beautiful. Now then, good 15's been spotted over there. Two of them actually. Oh, I did get damaged by both of them. He could kill this good 15 now. And he does. Bien accueilli. Passement suivant. He's got one clip of armor piercing left. The game is not looking too good. The enemy have got control of the hill. And they're swarming everywhere. Stiggie's team is very, very spread out right now. Still, there is time to turn this game around. When you've got vehicle with a potential damage within 10 seconds of 2,250 on average. This is definitely a good choice of vehicle for turning the tide of a battle in this stage of the game. likes to get unspotted and then moves to try and spot the Gorilla 15 again. There's one shell into it and a fire. And another one into the gun shield. And he's killed him. Isn't that the third fire he's got in this game? He had one on the IS-7, didn't he? And he had one on the Gorilla 15 just now. I swear he had a fire on something else earlier as well. The E100, yeah. 3 fires in one battle. I call hacks. Stiggy, I call hacks. That cannot be right. Joking, obviously. Don't think he's going to get much more done from this position, though. There's no artillery, so he only has to worry about the remaining heavy tanks. Looks like he's planning to go and flank that other E100 that's not been spotted for a while. So he could end up facing him frontally, who knows? Just what I suspected. Yeah, Stiggy's run out of AP, so heat was the loaded shell at that point. Bad decision by that E100, I guess. Well, not that he was to know that Stiggy was firing heat. Now then, that IS-7, he's in a position that Stiggy can shoot him from down here-ish. He's certainly going to wait here and see. Oh, there you see the Object 140 wreck moving. The IS-7 is wanting to push out. I was kind of expecting and hoping, just for the lols, that he was going to push the thing out the whole way. It looks like he's set up a defensive position instead. That was so incredibly... What a clutch shot that was. That was so lucky. I think he did mention in the email, I think, actually, that he got a bit lucky towards the end. No shit. He could have died then. I do believe, by the way, also that Stiggy sent a follow-up email after he sent this replay, saying that, at least at the time that he looked on World of Tanks replays, that it was the best damage game in the FOSS 155 in the current update. I haven't checked myself. It might have changed since then. I don't know. It was a few days ago now. But let's just say that it's the best game that anyone's had in the FOSS 155 in the current update. So with that, an ace tanker, bruiser, duelist, fire for effect, high caliber, obviously. Top gun. 9,543 damage done. So we did get a blind shot on the 121. Yep, he did. 7 kills, 1,500 base experience. Which is an awful lot for a tier 10 vehicle, any tier 10 vehicle, doesn't matter which one. 39,397 credits profit with premium count, 750 damage blocked, 459 assistance damage. But 9,543 damage done. That must actually be the best damage in game that Stiggy has ever had, since he's never beaten my record in the Death Star. I would actually like to revisit that Death Star replay to find out exactly how much damage I did. Um, I'm basically speechless right now. What absolute monster of a game that was. I don't really know why I put this replay in the middle of the special. It should really go at the end. I've just sorted it by the front page of the battle results screen as usual, just because the replay at the end has a Pascucci's medal in it, which is not much of an epic medal anymore. But anyway, you'll see that later on. It is time now to move on. I think actually Stiggie's up again next. Well, I'm shit, aren't I? It's not Stiggie again, it's Seksi again. It was going to be one or the other. I knew that. Right, well, what is this? It's Malinovka, and it's a tier 8 battle with tier 7s. This is the M4A1 Revalorise, or Ravioli, if you can't say Revelio, that. I did do. I have got French qualifications, but I have to admit, Revalorise is not the most non-French speaking person. What am I saying? It's definitely not the most, the easiest word to say for someone who doesn't speak French as a first language. But apparently English is not an easy thing to speak as a first language. He's put a shot into that German bulldog, but he got spotted, so he retreated back behind the ridge here. This is a dangerous ridge if you get spotted. Moving forward, trying to spot the German bulldog again, but he can't. Then again, he doesn't really need to do that because the homework thing is next to him and will spot the bulldog anyway. Homework is the official term for the German tier 8 light tank. It's an SP1C, never mind. They look very similar. He shot the SU-1 to 244 in the distance, by the way. There's a fly hanging around on the other monitor. In fact, he's looking directly at me right now. This is what you get for having hot weather for English standards. You get flies in your house all the time. Scorpion G there. Low roll though, 390 alpha. I got 331 there. I know the solution is to not have windows open or whatever. But you know, got to keep yourself cool. Even though there's no windows in here, then obviously they come from the other rooms. There are more flies in the other rooms, I can tell you that. Again, completely irrelevant. Just most of the time I can't talk about the tanks that are being featured because they're usually tanks I've never driven before. Unless it's a replay by me, then I can talk about it. Yank Panther 2. Damage caused and spotting damage. And more spotting damage. And more spotting damage. Good stuff. It's got nearly maximum view range all the time in this. Because medium tanks can do that. To be honest, the in late patches of World of Tanks, the amount of view range that light tanks and medium tanks have compared to each other is a really blurred picture. Actually failed to penetrate that IS-2. Is it a Chinese one? Yeah, it's another Chinese one. T-34 is looking directly at him. Or actually, yeah, that thing next to him. Probably still there. Yeah, shell didn't hit the barn, so it must have hit the T-34 again. It's a blind shot of damage there. Almost guarantee that. Concept taken out by artillery. T-34's gone outside render range and behind a ridge as well. Can't shoot him anymore. Try to make myself comfortable in this position. When you're recording for an hour or more in one go, can get quite uncomfortable sitting in the same position the whole time. It's kind of why flying on planes is a bit shit. Among other things, obviously, you know, airlines. I'm not sure I should say this, but in the UK at least, it's really Ryanair and EasyJet that get the shit end of the stick when people make fun of British Airlines. I have absolutely no idea where that shot went. He should have killed that GW Panther. He would have needed a low roll. And he's not there. Here's the IS-2 again. You see a lot of IS-2s these days, and ordinary Soviet ISs, not using the 122. That could just be that they've not unlocked the 122 yet. It's almost out of choice that many of them use a 100mm gun instead. I think that's a 100. It doesn't look, looks too big to be an 85. Got spotted again. There's actually a lot of enemies still alive, minus the Su-122-44, who has just died. Although I can't seem to spot anything right now, and he is the only one in a position to spot, because tank destroyers don't want to go out and spot, especially not Soviet Emils and Stridsvagen S1. The Rain 40T did show up, and he's got some spotting damage on him, as well as damage of his own. Artillery didn't do anything. There's the IS-2 again, and the German Bulldog. It's been a while since we've seen him. Dodgy shot, yeah. I think he actually gave a little bit too much lead there. APCR is standard on the Ravioli, so it's a high shell velocity. Not necessarily used to it on a tier 8 medium. Killed him with a blind shot though. The Lorraine is still got to be somewhere close. Although I have no idea, of course, how good the view range of the Sturry Mills are. I had a look at them earlier, they didn't seem to be fully upgraded. Then again, I really don't know what a fully upgraded sturdy mill looks like. In terms of the gun, I mean. That's obviously the only thing that changes. I know what a sturdy mill generally looks like. It's just a huge Dicamax. Or huge Nazon. It's a very Malinovka style game, this. Initially quite a lot goes on, but in this stage of the battle, when the scores are nearly tied, a lot of caution is had from both teams. Tell that Lorraine did have Sixth Sense. Sadly, no one had a killing shot on him. It is really up to Seksi to move the battle along for this team, but he really doesn't have many options, since the enemies are all clumped together, and if he gets spotted he'll get shot by multiple ones of them and potentially die, which is not a good way to go. It seems, however, that the WZ-111 is AFK. I wonder what he's planning now. He's been spotted. Negligible amount of damage received from the GW Panther, but he spotted the Scorpion. He missed the Scorpion, but hopefully someone will be able to kill that instead. Or maybe not. I think they have shots. Lost the artillery. And spotted the enemy artillery, who is now dead. There's the Lorraine. Shot by the Scorpion damages Amarak, so he immediately gets that back up. Oh, there's the Scorpion. And he's got him. Thank God for that. That was an important kill. However, what's this Lorraine gonna do? Oh my God. That is bad. Very, very bad. You really can't take another hit. Just T71's all missing. Stitzbarken S1 has been taken out by the Lorraine, who is probably now reloading out of choice. Probably should have taken the time to kill the T71 instead with that shot, but never mind. The Yank Panther has actually died now. He actually does manage to kill the Lorraine there. There's the T71. And he's got him as well. And now it's just the concept left. It means the sturdy mills can move up. So the Oni has managed to spot the concept. WZ is still AFK. A minute left. should be able to do this. There's one. Itchy nose. There's two. Getting a few capture points, why not? And he's dead. "24 seconds to spare." So, Ace Tanker, Spotter, Bruiser, Duelist, Fire for Effect, High Caliber, and Top Gun. 5,532 damage done, 6 kills, 1,715 base experience, 189,589 credits profit with the premium account. Oh, and personal reserves. Okay. Would have been more like 120,000 otherwise. Okay, I see now. 1,535 assistance damage as well. It's worth mentioning. Well, I actually think we're done with Seksi now. I seem to remember there were 2 replays from Stiggy next to each other, which I think are the next 2. But don't quote me on that, because it would not be the first time that I'm wrong in this World Attack special, as you know. So let's move on. Alright then. It is Stiggy. So I was actually right for once. He's driving the Tier 9 AMX-50 Foch this time. The thing that leads to the Foch 155 that we saw a bit earlier. Tier 9 battle with Tier 8s. On Live Oaks. Is it? No, it's not, is it? It's Highway. He's got TD-15 mission active. I've done that many times. Put up to 260, that is. I'm still stuck on T-55A missions though, because MT-15 is a bunch of bullshit, and the light tank killing artillery mission is bullshit. So I can't progress to the 260 missions. I've been done with tank destroyer and SPG missions for months. It's quite annoying. Anyway, he's actually come into the town on Highway. There's T-54E1. Lerva. Bad mistake, Lerva. Very bad. Is he going to start scrape badly? Destroyed a car. It's interesting. E75 bounced off. Oh. Just got the track. That's a T-34 black. Yeah, those things still do exist. I wasn't laughing at the fact that it's black. No, I'm not racist. Please don't take it like that. Track back up. Besides, he's ever had enough of that location. Yeah, oh, you can't shoot through obstacles with high explosive, by the way. Clearly someone didn't tell you that in tank school. Oh, did actually manage to reload in time to get another shot off. however. No. No. The aiming reticle actually now does tell you whether you're likely to penetrate or not based on the angling. Never used to do that, of course. You just have to do it all, you know, by intuition. Now then, T-34 black. Quite a big low roll. Now he's interested in shooting up this E-75 while blowing the tracks off. He's getting very lucky with his armour here, because the Foch has some pretty severe weak spots on the top, although he is hiding the biggest one. Failed the killing shot on the T-34 black, just blew his track off. That's right, he's killed him now. Here comes E-75 again, and pens that one, injures the loader. Oh. No. It's the top of the turret instead of the cupola. Bounced clean off. Bit risky there, Stiggy. You know that E-75 is firing arm-piercing composite rigid. Purging fired as well. Kills the E-75. Game is looking very good. Just one shot into the Pershing, who shoots Stiggy's gun. Stiggy shoots his track off. That was quite the Amarak detonation on the Leopard prototype. As we heard, while Stiggy takes out that Pershing. Now there should be a Jagdtiger and a Udez somewhere. They have not been spotted yet this battle. Stiggy cannot take a hit from either of them. Guns now repaired. Oh, there's the CDC as well. I guess that thing can relocate quite quickly compared to most of the thing. There goes the CDC. Jagdtiger. There's one. I imagine he's going to get another shell in. There it goes. Oh, the Udez is back there somewhere. Gets the killing shot on the Jagdtiger though. Looks like he's safe from the Udez now. And there he is. Gets a shot into the Udez and gets taken out by the T-34. That was a nice clean game. So, Ace Tanker Bruiser Duelist Fighter Fire for Effect Shell-Proof Steel Wall on High Caliber. 6,434 damage done. Itchy nose. Stop, please. 5 kills. 1,486 base experience. Lost 3,917 credits. Profit with the premium account because he forgot. He switched to APCR at the end. 4,190 damage blocked. It's quite lucky enough off really. 261 assistance damage. Well, we're storming through this. It's going quicker than I imagined. There's only 3 more replays left. It is now 4 AM on this Sunday morning. Am I even going to get through these last 3 replays without falling asleep? Hopefully I can, because I want to be able to edit this thing, well, during the day this Sunday, and get it uploaded for you to watch on Monday. Hopefully. Let's move on anyway. Stiggie's up next again. So, for the final Stiggie replay in this super special, he's driving the T-28. The Tier 8 non-turreted American tank destroyer who is grabbing the interest of the friendly stock Tiger. Oh god. That's the thing. Look at this. That is hideous. At least it's not using the 105. Oh. It's El Haloof, by the way, encounter battle. Tier 8 battle with Tier 7s and 6s. Very much the ideal matchmaker. He's grinding his way to the T95, which definitely showed, because since well, yesterday now, when I decided on which replays I was going to show, since then I've been sent another 3 replays. One of them was from Stiggie, and it was in the T95, so I guess his grind was successful. Based on the people I know who have had this tank, some very mixed views on this, really. Spill absolutely hated this thing. Swag liked this thing. I really didn't know what to make of this thing. So, just shows you, most of the time it's really got nothing to do with the tank, it's to do with the player. Ferdinand is definitely the priority target right now. Yeah, it went through again. What is this KV-13 doing? It will get the gun repaired. And then that Ferdinand is about to die, hopefully, because he's loaded APCR for him. Yeah. That KV-13 has got some balls, I tell you, and that target's not helping. This is what it's like for players like Stiggie and Seksi and Spill and even me and Swag and whatever. Sometimes really it's just players don't know how to even player. It's so annoying. So lucky not to hit that KV-13 and kill him instead. Just holy shit. And they're probably just players that are playing on really shit PCs with 500 ping and 10 frames per second. But sometimes it is the players' lack of experience, lack of any incentive to gain experience, or a combination. That Leo stood absolutely no chance whatsoever. So he's dead. There's the Churchill 7. Can't see much of him, but hit him anyway. Yeah, reversing is the worst thing you could do, Churchill. Tiger managed to hit him. Not making any judgments. Oh dear, it's a Panther. Now then, Panther. Got my back up against a thing on the ground. That shell really should have hit, but it didn't. He's ready to shoot the OI if he comes around, which is quite likely now because they've no longer got any enemies. Up there. That Panther is looking like he's going to come around this way. Even the KV-2 looked like he was going to come around this way. But Stiggie's ready for him. Stiggie knows. Yeah. Stiggie can quite easily anticipate enemy movements. Because Stiggie is quite literally a pro player. Known in World of Tanks as a Unicum. Now then, a couple of allies have positioned themselves in the cap circle. They're putting the pressure on these heavy tanks. Yeah, they were actually coming after Stiggie. Stiggie takes out the KV-2. Now this OI really can't kill a T-28 in one shot, definitely not. So he's safe. He should only need one more shell now to kill this OI. And there he goes. OI is down. This area of the map has now been successfully dealt with. Although he doesn't want to go out immediately because there is an ISU camping at the back. He's going for a blind shot. Oh, he was actually going for the binos. Well, they have officially capped. What kind of damage roll was that? 321. So he denied the kill on the ISU, but the game ended with a victory anyway. First mark of excellence. Ace Tanker, Bruiser, Hand of God, Duelist, Fighter, Fire Effect, Shellproof, Steel Wall, High Caliber. 5,609 damage done, 5 kills, 1,620 base experience, 31,810 credits profit with Prim account, 3,245 damage blocked, and 588 assistance damage. Good stuff. And just 2 more replays left. I'm not actually feeling quite as tired as I was when I was doing the ravioli replay. There's nothing against you, Seksi, it's just that it was Malinovka, and typical Malinovka stuff is boring to watch. That was such a long replay. Anyway, I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna do this. It's actually a replay from someone we haven't seen in quite a while now. I was really surprised when I realised that I got sent a replay from Swag. You really don't know when he's going to play World of Tanks. But he's back. It might only be for one replay, but let's be positive. Swag is back. And he sent me this replay in the Panther 2. Tier 8 German tank destroyer. And it's Cliff in a Tier 8 Dream Matchmaker. There's only tank destroyers camping in this location. I don't know whether any one of them. I did say that right. Has any one of them has? Yes, any one of them has got a eyes on. In the time it took me to say all of that, a Cromwell did get spotted there. And it died in that time as well. I'll get there eventually. English is... it's hard. Now then. It's KV3 and Panther here. They're not spotting anything, but it doesn't look like they're getting spotted either. Really, the tank destroyers are completely stuck on both sides of the map without anything spotting for them. Oh, there's a Stridsvagen S1. Missed. He's getting shot by an E70, not E75, E25, VK3601H, something else. He blocked some of the damage though, so that's good. KV3 did definitely die from all of that though, and the ISU did as well. For some reason there's a Type 64 in A5. According to the minimap, the Type 64 is in an illegal position. Apparently you can't get there, but there are many spots on minimaps like that. There's the Stridsvagen S1 again. Spagway was up just in time to take the killing shot. Type 64 is actually moving now. What a surprise. Oh. Got spotted again. Unless that was just a blind shot. So there was only one shot that came in, and the Skoda T25 has a 3-shell automatic. Unless it doesn't have that gun, which is possible. Assuming it has more than one gun, I have no idea. I may have the TVP T5051, but I did not play the Skoda T25 ever. Why? Because free experience from the Tier 4. The Tier 4 is a piece of shit. STVZ39 or whatever it is. Again, totally relevant to this Yank Panther 2 replay. Once again, I haven't played this vehicle ever, because free experience. That's how I do things. No one else can do it this way. I'm just always happy playing the same tanks and getting what I want. You know, waiting for months before getting what I want. Oh, hello. Nice one. That Scorpion G was an important kill. Always is. Scorpion G. Fucking Scorpion, as it is referred to by myself and Spill because of how really OP it is. He's killed the Poodle. The first Polish tank. Even though it's really German. Even though the Rudy is technically Polish as well. But I think at the time they introduced the Rudy, they didn't know they were going to make a Polish factory. In fact, since we've received absolutely no information at all, I guess you can probably say that we still don't know whether we're going to get Polish tech tree or not. I suppose they've got to make the effort now that they've added a premium. There's the VK3601H. Quite clearly Swag does not have sixth sense on the Yak Panther II. Alright. There's 2 shells he's put into the VK3601H. This game does not feel anything AC at the moment. Something glorious must happen soon. That's cruelty, that is. Seeing that much of the Skoda T25's health disappear from one shot. Erwischt. There's the E25, OP shit. In my opinion, the most overpowered vehicle in the game. But I suppose you don't see many of them anymore. Yeah, SU100Y, that was never going to be a good idea for you. Now then, E25, you are caught between a rock and several hard places. One of which is this Yak Panther II. You can try to win, but I don't think you... You see, E25 is small, very small. In fact, pretty sure it is significantly smaller than Wargaming meant to make it. And now he's got 2 crew members injured. Decides to get the gunner back. I think I would have got the loader back personally. It's a German tank. It's got good. Now, it's a good job we didn't low roll massively there. So we did manage to kill the 5916. The stun's about to wear off. The loader is still injured though. It is just the GW Panther left. And there he is. Missed. Not really sure what the GW Panther was hoping to achieve trying to run away from a Yak Panther II. You know, you can try and you can fail. Right, Ace Tanker, Hand of God, Duelist, Fire for Effect, Shell-Proof, Cool-Headed, Steel Wall, High Caliber, Top Gun. 4,412 damage done, 7 kills, 1,326 base experience, 9,831 credits profit with standard account, 1,695 damage blocked, 22 assistance damage. I say that's a pretty decent game to come back with, Swag. It has been a while, and so thank you for sending that in. Just one more replay left, and then I'm done with this shit. and it will be about 4:30, unless it's a long replay. I don't even know. I know it's a replay from me, but I can't remember what replay it is now. But I guess it will all come floating back into my memory, even though no one ever says that. That's not an expression at all. Anyway, let's move on. So it's me then. I'm driving the Lorraine 40T Tier 8 Premium French medium tank on Paris in a Tier 8 Perfect Matchmaker. The Eiffel Tower is so beautiful, isn't it? Fly is still there, you know.
You've been spotted.
The door is closed, it isn't like it can go anywhere. There's another 2, actually. There's 3 of them in this room, at least. And there's a moth in here as well. Again, totally relevant. I don't remember playing this replay. I remember the box tank. I put 2 shells into the box tank. I don't think the blind shot on the Panther 2 worked. There's no point hitting the stun, because not in any danger really. Just keep spotting this T-3485M for the team. Even though I'm no longer getting assistance damage for it. T-35M is down. There's a T-71 up there somewhere, probably in a bush. Just want to spot this Panther 2 right now. Thank you, artillery. It's coming back to what I said earlier when I was doing the bat chat game. The sort of light tank, medium tank blur in the modern days of World of Tanks. Especially with the French medium tanks, because they've got no armour at all. Sometimes even less armour than the light tanks. And they've got decent view range. And high mobility, obviously. I think it'll be time to move up soon, because there's nothing going on. Oh, hello, T-71. It has actually been spotted now. That's 1 shell, 2 shells, not quick enough, T-71. This is the Lorraine 40T. I don't think I'm going to go for the reload, because I know that the SE-100Y is on a one-shot kill. Fucking English. There's a Hummel. He wasn't on full health. He managed to lose 22 health at some point. Spotting damage on the SE-100Y, got him killed. Now then, Panther 2. Yep, he's coming out. I can't shoot at him, but I am... Oh, okay. That changes things a bit then. There's the GW Panther. Ow. Heal that stun straight away. Get into cover from the Panther 2 and then try to deal with the GW Panther. With a blind shot, in fact. Now then, what do we have here? Yep, Panther 2. Did not have enough gun depression to hit me, but I had the gun elevation to hit him. Yes, didn't get a low roll, so I killed the Panther 2. Good stuff. It's definitely not ace worthy at the moment, but there's still 4 enemy tanks remaining. and a fair few of them have got a lot of health left. It was at this point that decision making had to be made. I don't find decision making very easy, so not just in World of Tanks, in real life really. It's just one of those things I'm not very good at. But I eventually decided I'm going to go after this Super Pershing, because he's trying to go after me and the T-3045M, but it's not going to happen. Didn't manage to track him, but it doesn't matter. Hummel's taking care of him anyway, so I'm going to reload. And that T-3045M is probably down there somewhere. Yeah, there he is. So let's get out of his line of sight. Drop down gently. Now then, I can go around and flank all of those things that are no longer on a lot of health, although we don't know what the Tiger's situation is. He's on a fair amount of health. That thing is troll, I swear. T-32. Tiger 1, would you like to be killed? Because boy do I have a fix for you. Artillery shot there really guaranteed the kill for me, so that was nice. Ended up being quite good. Ace Tanker, Spotter, Duelist, Fighter, Fire for Effect, Pascucci's Medal, which is the only reason why I put it at the end of the special. I really shouldn't have done. I should have, knowing that Stiggie's Foch 155 game got over 9,500 damage done. I should have put that one last, but I didn't, because I was stupid. High Caliber. I suppose I can use the excuse that I've not done this in a while. Even though it's not the first time I've taken a 2-week break from YouTube. Or at least doing these kind of videos. 3,794, I was about to say 1, damage done. 5 kills, 1,381 base experience. 99,616 credits profit with premium account. And 1,445 assistance damage. And it's 4:30 in the morning on Sunday. Huh. Well, this was worth it. Since I couldn't do it at any other time, I felt I had to do it in the very early hours of the morning. And I'm glad I finished it all in one go, so I don't have to do the same thing again tomorrow morning. Because I'm really not going to do that. I'm tired. I need to go to bed. Especially because my English is now fucking up. And my eyes are starting to want to be closed for hours. So I really need to end this here. So thank you to myself, to Spill, Swag, Seksi and Stiggie for sending the replays in. I hope you all enjoyed watching, viewers. Once again, I apologise for it being 2 weeks since I last uploaded a game video. Hopefully now I realise I can do it in the early hours of the morning. I'll do more in the near future. But until then, viewers, good luck on the battlefield, or whatever games you're playing, and I'll see you next time.